We live in a world with boundless and limitless possibilities. A man literally jumped off the edge of space and survived. And yet, we still stand here questioning the possibilities of man and the capabilities of ourselves. Don't you think that's kind of absurd? Why do we still do that? Right? So the question remains, what is it that he had, or any other successful person in this world who's living their dream right now had, that made them achieve the ultimate dream? What set them apart? So I personally know someone like that. He's my role model, and also fortunately my dad. It's right there. So he came from a circumstance or situation where life was really hard, to giving me a life of his dreams. So I asked him, what was it? Like, what did you do in order to keep yourself going and getting where you are right now? And he said, I wanted a life, I wanted a better future for my family, and not just for me, and also to marry a smart, beautiful woman like your mom. He said that. And he was driven, he was passionate, and he was determined, and he knew that he could do it. So then my English teacher, he always used to tell me in class, read between the lines in order to know what the author is saying to you whenever we did analysis essays. And I thought about what he said. And it came down to 3 things that I found in common that all the successful men and women out there have that made them achieve their ultimate dream. Now listen to me carefully. It's just 3 simple elements that I like to call the ultimate key to success. And they are motivation, passion, and commitment. That's it. I'm not saying 1 or 2 of those, but a balanced integration of all 3. Now, when I was in grade 7, we used to have music lessons, and our teacher decided to teach us how to play guitar. I was thrilled. I was really excited to learn how to play guitar because I've always wanted to learn how to play a musical instrument, but I never really got the chance. So I bought my very first guitar and my book, but then a week later, our teacher just left school and joined another one. And now, 8 years later, I still have the guitar, but the only, guitar act I can do is the air guitar, which I'm not going to do over here. So sometimes, from time to time, I have this urge to pick up my guitar, dust it off, strum it a few times, but then I get over it, and then I toss it back inside. Why is that? I have the motivation and I have the passion to learn how to play it, but I don't have the commitment. If I had committed maybe like 8 years ago to learn how to play guitar, I probably would have been a rock star or a famous musician right now. It's okay, I'm an engineer. So now, the second case scenario, if you take away the passion from the equation, it's no longer a dream. It's more of a task, like studying to pass an exam. You're motivated and you're committed to study, but you're not passionate about it, right? You don't hear people saying, oh my God, exams are coming up, I'm so excited. You probably think the person is crazy. So yeah, what I'm going to say is, do whatever you do with passion, or do not do it at all. Because if you're doing it without passion, you're probably working towards someone else's dream rather than your own. And what's a life like that? No? And last but not least, if you take away the motivation from the equation, what? As you know, motivation inspires action. Without action, we're all just couch potatoes. You're not going to do anything, you're not going to get up and, so the whole idea of you getting to your dream is just gone, right? So back to the main idea. You have to have a complete balance of all 3. Motivation, passion, and commitment. So I decided to implement this concept to myself. When I was a kid, I always wanted to paint. I was so fascinated by the watercolors and everything, but my mom, she had a problem with that because every time I painted, Most of the paint went onto the carpet or my clothes or my face or my hair rather than the paper itself. So yeah, I never got the chance to paint as a kid. Then when I grew up, I had to focus on my studies, their exams and all that stuff, so never got a chance then. So now I thought, I have the motivation and the passion to do it. Why not commit? So I bought my very first canvas and I decided to put my thoughts onto that. And most of art that I did before this is basically during classes when I got bored or zoned out, which is quite a lot of classes. So my first canvas looked like that. Well, I'm no Picasso yet, but since then painting has become more of a hobby, and I learned that there's no better way for you to clear your mind than on a canvas, well, at least for me. And the second thing that I want to share with you that I achieved with motivation, passion, and commitment is my first ever TED Talk. I have been obsessed with TED Talks for quite a while now, and a couple of months ago, I was presented with the opportunity to, it's like Inception, isn't it? I was presented with the opportunity to be a speaker, and I couldn't believe it, because it's like a dream come true, you're watching all these people, and suddenly you're one of them, And now, merely just 4 months, actually less than 4 months later, I'm here doing my second TED Talk, and I can't believe it. I cannot describe how it feels because, ladies and gentlemen, what you're witnessing right now is me living part of my dream. This is actually my dream, to motivate and inspire people. My dream is to motivate and inspire people to achieve their dreams, because nothing in life is impossible. Yes, it's a cliche, but why is it a cliche? Because it's true, right? So what I'm going to say is it's all going to come down to you, whether you're determined. If you're determined to find out where you're lacking, if you're lacking, whether it's motivation, passion, or commitment towards your dream, it's time that you fix it. Because if you don't fix it, there's nobody in the world who's going to be as affected as you. And if you do, you're unstoppable. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to leave you with one question that you need to ask yourselves. Do you have what it takes? Thank you.